What is up, obscure mic people? It's me, it's Bark. I want to do something a little different today because I've been inspired a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot, by the likes of Tom Buck and Jordan Kettner and Gil Dormius and Pags over at MEI Studios. I hear a lot of people talking about how they want to start a podcast, they want to start a YouTube channel, and I really think we overanalyze and overthink getting started. Now, I know there's videos out there on this, but I just want to bring my take to this today, especially as a guy who reviews audio gear, and I'm not an expert. By no means am I an expert. I've said this before. I am more of a gearhead than anything, and I just really love audio, and I'm learning along the way and trying to share that with you, my journey with you. You know what? This isn't right here. We can fix this. We can fix this video. We can fix this audio.
All right. I think that looks better and probably feels better as well. Let me start out by saying I believe folks that watch this channel just really enjoy audio gear like myself. I don't think the majority of the folks that watch this channel are looking for me to find the perfect mic. I think they are truly here for the obscure, for the oddballs, and to get started cheap. And we overthink it. I think we overthink it to a point to where we don't need to spend even a fraction of what we think we do to get started making a YouTube channel or a podcast or anything like that. Now, as that person looking to start some kind of a production, we typically go to YouTube and we try to get advice, points, tips, and make no mistake about it. A lot of YouTubers, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone in particular, but a lot of YouTubers want you to buy products from their affiliate links. They want you to help grow their revenue, and there is nothing wrong with that because you have a mind of your own and you can do what you want. I buy way too much gear because the gear acquisition, known as gas gear acquisition syndrome, is it's a problem of mine. I really enjoy getting gear in the mail, unboxing it, playing around with it, and then I usually sell it. It's kind of a hobby. I don't need to collect the microphones because I'm not going to use all of them all the time. I more so want you to see all the microphones so you can make the educated choice to buy it or not buy it based on what your ears tell you about the oddball mic I'm using. And I hate to say that there's a lot of people that are simply just unhonest, but I've seen videos of junk USB microphones with junk electric capsules, with junk internals that people say are great. How many times have you seen a USB mic that's just a random brand or something that's less than stellar and it says best USB mic ever with a question mark? Like, YouTube is a business. They do want to sell you things. Content creators do want you to help line their pockets. Again, I'm not going to say there's something wrong with that because you are the one that makes the decisions for you. But let's really get down to the bottom of it. So at the beginning of this video, I used my old phone. It is a Samsung S20 FE. I got this through T-Mobile for $99 a year or two ago. 99 bucks. I was using that to record the opening of the video, and I also used no microphone. I just used the internal microphone of that phone. Now, the video, I think, was probably okay enough, but we do have options there. It doesn't have to look like that. It can look more like this, and it can be done pretty easily. Easier than you think. Audio, I gotta say, I am one of those people that I do turn off any kind of production if I hear just as much room as I do the speaker. So this video, it's not about my room. It's about me, and it's about you, and it's about me relaying a message to you. So if you hear nothing but room echo and every little noise that happens around me, I personally am going to turn that off. I know a lot of people that would do the same thing. I know a lot of people that don't really see that as something they should put their time into because you didn't put your time into it. Just the basic fact. Like, if you want to start a video or audio production, one or the other has to be pretty good. And if the video's good, the audio should probably be pretty good. It does not have to be great, and that's where we go wrong. We don't need an SM7B. We don't need a $3,000 Telefunken. You don't need a high-end audio interface. You don't need any of that unless, A, you're making music. You might need that stuff in that case. Not necessarily, because lots of artists around the world have done a lot with a little, and just like this content, that content also is more about the content than it is the production value, the quality. It's more about the song, the content. But studio work, definitely you probably want to overthink it a little. You don't have to, but I'm saying that's one spot where you definitely can with no fault. Podcasting and YouTube. Podcasting, all you got to do is sound somewhat professional, and any handheld dynamic microphone will get you there. Literally any, unless it has a bunch of static noise or something's wrong with it. But otherwise, any microphone, and I've got one that's $12 that's coming on the channel that is perfect for starting a podcast. It would also be perfect for starting a YouTube channel as long as you have something to get it into your device that's recording the video. Or you can record the audio and sync it with the video. That's a whole nother thing. Go check out a ton of YouTubers that have done tutorials on that. But as far as actually just starting and not knowing where to start and watching videos and thinking, God, I need $400 for an SM7B. I need $200 for the Vocaster one. I need all this stuff. I need so much money to get started. You do not. You are overthinking it. The best thing to do, in my opinion, this is just an opinion piece, is to just grab tools that are very cheap, because you don't know if you're going to stick with this. You don't know if this is a long-term thing. This is something you want to do, you've thought about doing, and you just don't know where to begin. Well, I'm going to tell you where to begin, and it's really not expensive, nor is it difficult. So remember the video, the opening, S20, Samsung, S20 FE. You don't have to use an FE. You don't have to use a Samsung. You don't have to use an S20. Why did I say FE? You don't have to use a Fifi. I'm sure your phone takes pretty good video. But how can you make that better? Well, most cameras have a pro mode of some kind. This Samsung S20 FE, which I'm still using, I just switched it from video, went over to more on the camera menu, and switched to Pro Video. Now, I've tweaked my settings a little bit in here, and it's not going to knock anyone's socks off. We're not using a Sony full-frame mirrorless camera here. That's not what we're doing. But we can have a semi-professional production with the same phone that we opened the video with. That was, everyone's got a phone, so I'm going to say that's free. Because whatever phone you have, unless it is like a track phone, if you've got a name brand phone that's been made in the last 3 to 5 years, you can probably get this quality from that phone. Well, what about the audio? The audio we started out the video with was me talking into the room that was being captured by the phone's omnidirectional built-in microphone that picks up everything and makes me sound like I'm really far away from you. But I don't want to be far away from you. I want to be direct with you. I want you to hear me directly without it bouncing all around this room. I want you to hear me. Well, how much is it costing me to go from the sound you heard at the beginning of the video to the sound you're hearing now, which I am by no means saying is some kind of world-beating, excellent professional sound, but it's better, right? Considerably better. Like, if you've never dabbled with audio, would you want this sound for your YouTube channel? I'm going to venture to say yes. Somebody is going to be Mr. Poo-Poo and poo all over that, and in the comments they're going to be like, sounds like crap. Like, okay, Did it sound worse than the opening? Because if it did, I just failed. I don't think I did, though. So here's how we got this quality of audio. We're not trying to be the world's best. We're not trying to spend $400. We're not trying to do any of that. We're trying to make a production that we can be proud of, knowing that we're jumping into it head first without overthinking it, without planning it, without just making it complicated. You have something to say. There are people that want to hear it. So this is what you do. Grab your phone, see if it's got that pro menu on it to tweak and make it look better, and grab anything you can run into that phone for audio, preferably something direct, like an actual microphone, typically better than a clip-on or something like that. But a clip-on, they make lav mics that go lav to USB-C directly into a phone and Lightning for iPhone. And that's going to get you pretty good quality. But you can do even better by grabbing the absolute cheapest handheld microphone you can find. This isn't the cheapest I could find, but this is what makes the most sense with the setup I'm using. And the setup I'm using is a Marantz M4U USB. It's not a USB microphone. It's a small diaphragm condenser microphone, but it's one that doesn't need a lot of power to run. So the M4U Marantz, not saying it's world beating, but I got this for $10. Brand new, I think you can get the kit for like $25 to $30. But again, used, you could probably snag it for $10 to $15. Now, again, I'm not trying to make this super complicated, but just so you know how much we overthink things, I'm not using any name brand or fancy interface whatsoever. In fact, if you have a headphone jack on your phone or a headphone to USB-C dongle adapter, you can probably run this directly into the phone and get a at least usable audio signal that sounds better than what the beginning of this video did. But I wanted to upgrade just a little. And it's kind of funny that I upgraded to this, but this is a little Fox Novo pinkish purple little rechargeable goofy toy is what this is. This is a goofy toy that I got with a really cheap condenser mic on Amazon. I'll link it in the description as long as they're still there. Sometimes these are somewhat expensive, but I got this whole kit for under $15. So we're talking $25 got me this whole sound, and I just used my phone. So this whole production was $25 because I already had the phone. Everyone has a phone for the most part. This thing, like I said, rechargeable, headphones plugged into it. The XLR goes straight into it through a 3.5, and I've got the just standard aux cable running out of it into my phone with a USB-C adapter. $25. You have something to say, you should probably find a way to say it. Quit thinking about starting it, quit thinking about doing it, and quit listening to all these channels that just want you to buy high-end gear. You need the SM7B. You need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. You don't. My nephew, I found out over Easter weekend he wanted a Shure SM7B because that's what someone on YouTube told him he needed. Nah, dog. I took him a T-Bone BC500 because he wanted that look, and that microphone has that look. And I took him a little cheap interface that would get him started. He is in love with all of it, and everyone thinks he's using an SM7B. Isn't that good enough? I think it is. I think me using this is good enough. I think if I wanted to start a podcast or YouTube channel and I had $25 to get it started, maybe even less. I mean, you could technically have used the mic that came with this, but this does sound a little better. Just get started. As Shia LaBeouf would say, just do it. Do it. Just got to do it, man. Just got to do it. Don't overthink it. And if you need to start with just your phone with no audio gear or anything like that, and you do have something to say, just do that too. But if you want to make it seem semi-professional, it really doesn't take much. And if you need help, I'll help you. I will work with whatever budget you've got, suggest what to get. It could end up being incredibly cheap because there's incredibly cheap gear that's better than anything we could have got 20 years ago online right now. That's all I got. I just wanted to do something a little bit different because I am so sick of everyone coming to me and saying they need an SM7B, which is a fantastic microphone, but you don't need it unless you actually need it. So let's quit thinking about what we think we need and just go with what will get us started. And if you catch the bug and everything works out great and you want to upgrade along the way, that's your prerogative. Then you can use my affiliate links. But for now, if you haven't started anything, don't do that. Reach out. We'll get you started. Secure mics. Peace out.